For thousands of years, the African ancestors were practicing their own health system using parts of plants, that is the herbs. The parts of plants or the herbs that are used are the seed, the root of the plant, the stem of the plant, the bark of the plant, and also the leaves of the plants. These are some of the parts of the plants that are used to prepare herbal medicines to cure themselves. They use the herbs or the plants to treat spiritual diseases or attacks. They also use the herbs for physical healing or the treatment of physical diseases. Researchers have also shown that pregnant women give birth with ease by the help of these herbs or plants. Even mental disorders are treated using the herbs or the plants. Everything our ancestors did in those years, they did them by the help of the plants, which are the herbs. The African ancestors knew much about the plants to the extent that they used them properly for all sorts of treatments. But all of a sudden, the colonial masters invaded the continent of Africa. When they were coming, they brought along their own health system, which involves the use of machinery, which involves the use of technology. They brought in gadgets for screening and scanning. What they did also is they introduced the use of chemical drugs, of which I and you don't know how these drugs or medicines are produced. These colonial masters went to the extent that they tried to undermine the use of the herbs. They told our ancestors that the use of these herbs has no scientific backing, and for that matter, they don't have to use it. That the only medicine that they can use to treat themselves is the chemical drugs. In fact, they tried so much that they imposed it on our ancestors. Why should they do that? Instead of them to take their time to study about the plants, they rather prefer to discard its use. They brought in family planning using pills, using injections, which at the end of the day has negative effects on us. They brought in chemical drugs with the purpose of treating medical conditions. But researchers have shown that some of these chemical drugs rather lead to death. What have we done to ourselves as Africans? I think it is time now we go back to our roots. It is time now for us to learn about the herbs. It is time now for us as Africans to learn from people who knows much about the herbs or the plants. Let's learn about the health benefits of the plants. Join this family, be part of this family, so that together we can learn the health benefits of these herbs, so that we can substitute the chemical drugs with the herbs which our forefathers, our ancestors used over the years. There is one question that I keep asking. Are the chemical drugs meant for healing or for death? Today's video talks about that. I will be revealing the untold truth, the hidden truth, so that we will all know and decide whether to use the chemical drugs or to use the herbs. But the question still remains, the chemical drugs, are they meant for healing or death? Before I answer that question by reading an article published on the website of BBC, and also on the website of World Health Organization, that is WHO, an American author named Christine Quinn-Paskett said in one of her writings, and I quote, "Everything on the earth has a purpose, every disease and a herb to cure, and every person a mission. This is the Indian theory of existence," unquote. What this means is every disease on the planet Earth has a cure, and that cure can be found in the plants. So let us do well to learn much about these plants. Let us do well to learn about what these plants and herbs does in treating diseases, so that we can use them, and if possible, let go of some of these chemical drugs which are deadly to us. I think it is now time as Africans to go back to our roots, to use the herbs to treat ourselves, because each and every plant on the earth has a disease to cure. The question is still, are chemical drugs meant for healing or death? I'm going to read an article on the website of BBC. This article was published on the 6th of October 2022 at 1:04 p.m. And this article is captioned, "Who alert over India-made cough syrups after deaths in the Gambia." Gambia is an African country. So WHO has been alerted, the World Health Organization has been alerted over an Indian-made cough syrup that has led to the death of innocent children in Gambia. So the article reads, "A global alert has been issued over 4 cough syrups after the World Health Organization warned they could be linked to the death of 66 children in the Gambia. The syrups have been potentially linked with the acute kidney injuries and 66 deaths among children," it said. The products were manufactured by an Indian company by name Maiden Pharmaceuticals, which had failed to provide guarantees about their safety. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, added, "The BBC has contacted Maiden Pharmaceuticals for comment. Indian officials say they have asked the WHO to share evidence of the link between the syrups and the deaths." The World Health Organization identified the medicines as promethazine oral solution, Cofex Melin baby cough syrup, Make-Off baby cough syrup, and Maghrib and cold syrup. So these are the 4 cough syrups that are linked to the death of 66 children. And don't forget, these children are innocent. So these drugs were linked to the death of these innocent 66 children. Why should we allow chemical drugs to cause the death of innocent children when we know very well that our ancestors relied solely on parts of plants for their healing? Let's move on. The 4 products had been identified in the Gambia, but may have been distributed through informal markets to other countries or regions, the World Health Organization added. It warned that their use may result in serious injury or death, especially among children. The World Health Organization's intervention came after medical authorities in the Gambia, a popular tourist destination, detected an increase in cases of acute kidney injury among children under the age of 5 in late July. Just recently, these 4 chemical drugs caused the death of 66 innocent children. It's very sad. The Gambia's government has since suspended the use of all paracetamol syrups and has urged people to use tablets instead. The World Health Organization said that laboratory analysis of samples of the products confirms that they contain unacceptable amounts of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol as contaminants. The substances were toxic and their effects can include abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, inability to pass urine, headache, altered mental state, and acute kidney injury, which may lead to death, it added. Let me read the article published on the website of World Health Organization itself. Now, I'm reading this article on the website of World Health Organization. This article was published on the 5th October 2022, and it is captioned Substandard Contaminated Pediatric Medicines Identified in World Health Organization Region of Africa. Alleged summary. These are the details of the article. These World Health Organization medical product alert refers to 4 substandard products identified in the Gambia and reported to World Health Organization in September 2022. Substandard medical products are products that fail to meet either their quality standards or specifications and are therefore out of specification. The 4 products are promethazine oral solution, Cofex Melin baby cough syrup, Make Off baby cough syrup, and Magrip and Cold syrup. The stated manufacturer of this product is Median Pharmaceutical Limited, located in Haryana, India. To date, the stated manufacturer has not provided guarantees to WHO on the safety and quality of these products. Laboratory analysis of samples of each of the 4 products confirms that they contain unacceptable amounts of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol as contaminants. To date, these 4 products have been identified in the Gambia but may have been distributed through informal markets to other countries or regions. So this is what I'm talking about. This is where the question comes in again. Are the chemical drugs meant for healing or for death? Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that all chemical drugs are deadly. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, as Africans, let us go back to our roots. Let us use the herbs. Let us use the plants that nature has given us to treat ourselves. There is a saying that prevention is better than cure. So let's start using them to prevent the occurrences of diseases and other medical conditions. Just recently, an article was again published on the website of BBC, and this article is dated October 20th, 2022 by Frances Mao. And the caption is, Indonesia bans all syrup medicines after death of 99 children. That is the heading. 99 innocent children again lost their lives in Indonesia. This is different from what happened in the Gambia. So what at all is happening? The chemical syrups, the chemical medicines that are meant for healing are now causing death of innocent children and elderly people. This is an alert to all Africans that we should start using the herbs or the parts of plants. When we use them properly, the herbs will never have effect on us. The article reads, the deaths of nearly 100 children in Indonesia have prompted the country to suspend sales of all syrup and liquid medication. It comes just weeks after a cough syrup in the Gambia was linked to the death of nearly 70 children. Indonesia said some syrup medicine was found to contain ingredients linked to acute kidney injuries, which have killed 99 young children this year. It is not clear if the medicine were imported or locally produced. On Thursday, Indonesian health officials said they have reported around 200 cases of acute kidney injury in children, most of whom were aged under 5. Earlier this month, the World Health Organization issued a global alert over 4 cough syrups that were linked to the death of almost 70 children in the Gambia. The WHO found the syrups used there, made by an Indian pharmaceutical company, contained an acceptable amount of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol. The syrups have been potentially linked with acute kidney injuries, said the organization. Indonesia's health minister on Thursday said the same chemical compounds were also found in some medicines used locally. Some syrups that were used by acute kidney injury child patients under 5 were proven to contain ethylene glycol and diethylene glycol that were not supposed to be there, or of very little amount, said Budi Gunadi Sadikin. That is the name of the health minister of Indonesia. However, he did not disclose how many cases involved the toxic medicines. Indonesian authorities said the cough syrups used in the Gambia were not sold locally. When cases like these happen, what we know is the tip of the iceberg, which means there could be far more victims. That is it. Just recently, October 20th, this year, Indonesia has also recorded the death of 99 children just because they have used a chemical drug or medicine. Where are we going? The chemical drugs that are meant for healing are now the cause of other medical conditions and even the cause of death. My condolences to the family. It's really sad that you buy medicine for the purpose of healing and it leads to the death of your beloved family members. Condolences to them. I think with all these informations provided, the choice is ours to make. Whether to continue using some of these chemical drugs, of which we don't know how they are produced, to heal ourselves, or to use the plants or the herbs to treat ourselves. The choice is ours to make. Make the right choice by using the herbs for treatment. This article is just exposing the effect of these chemical drugs, some of these chemical drugs, on the health of man. In fact, when you read more or research more about the effect of chemical drugs on man, you will realize that a lot of people are dying because of some of these chemical drugs. Some people are also becoming sick because of the use of some of these chemical drugs. That is it. In Gambia, just recently, it is on record, 66 children, innocent children, have lost their lives just because they have used these chemical drugs. They are all cough syrups. Do you know that there are herbs that are used to treat cough or cold, but we don't know about them? I think with all these informations provided, you as an African will make the right choice to learn and know more about the health benefits of the herbs so that you can use them to treat yourself, so that you can use them to prevent medical conditions. It is time now for us to go back to our roots. One thing that amazes me is the same people who told us that the herbs or the plants has no scientific backing or proving, and for that matter should not be used, are the same people who are now calling on us to use the herbs. Medical doctors in the European countries are urging us, they are urging their patients to use the herbs in the treatment of medical conditions and other diseases. So it is time now for us to use the herbs. Join this family that is good health, good life, so that you can learn about the health benefits of the herbs, so that at least you can prevent some of these medical conditions using the herbs. If you really want to be part of this family, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and please don't keep this message to yourself. Share the video on all your social media handles so that it can reach a lot of people. It is very important. Thank you so much for making time with me. Until I see you in my next video, let's use the herbs and let's always eat healthy meals, exercise. Peace.